Episode 3791, The Beauty in Front of You.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. It's Relationship Builders. And you know what? Yeah, who are you sleeping next to? It's always a big question. But in reality, when we go through life, we all change, right? Change is a constant in our life. And sometimes we have to take that time to see the beauty in front of you. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. You know, in marriage, it's all too common to get stuck fixating on the faults, right? The little annoyances, the quirks, the hangups that over time seem to crowd out the love you once felt. You know, when you were dating and everything was like hunky-dory and you're like, this is it, just the magic I've been looking for. And then you say, I do, and it's like it all went to pot. It's like, what happened? When your eyes are locked on imperfections, your heart has no room left to breathe, let alone deepen in love. So why not see the beauty in front of you? Well, because you can't. You can't see the beauty in front of you. It's the very quirks you see as flaws, and that's where your heart actually settles down. And that's what's sad. You know, we sit here and every relationship, every marriage faces crossroads. Okay. If they have not, they're lying to you. Okay. I'm telling you right now, there is no perfect marriage. But you can choose to keep scanning and searching for what's missing, meaning that maybe you're looking elsewhere. Or maybe you're thinking, gosh, what if I didn't say I do? Or what would it be like? Or maybe this would be a better. Okay, if you're thinking or dreaming or whatever, you have issues in your marriage. Acknowledge that. And then if you're like, yeah, I want something different, then you get to decide that there's more to your marriage than your current perspective allows. A lot of us are living in our comfort zone, and that is what happened maybe 20 years ago. But what's happening now between 20 and 30 years later? Have you grown? My husband and I this week celebrated 32 years of marriage, 35 and a half years of being together as a couple. And it's quite the celebration, honestly, because we've had little things here and there, but we've had the big, huge tornado, the thing that brought it all down to the point where he said, I've fallen out of love. And yet now we're still here happily married and even more so in love than when we said I do 32 years ago. And so I'm speaking from the perspective of been there, done that. And let me tell you, there's still work to be done. Why? Because he's changing and I'm changing. We're getting older. Things change. Look at technology. We can't just rely on what we know. We have to learn to grow. And so it's not about ignoring your real problems, but about shifting your mindset from scarcity and critique to openness and appreciation, right? What you look for, you're going to find. So why not look for the beauty that's right in front of you? Yeah, believe it or not, your spouse is beautiful. And I'm not talking about their looks. I'm talking about their heart. But if all you're seeing is the rusted nails and, oh my goodness, I've got to replace this board, right? You walk into your house and you live there for 20 years, which I can say I've not ever been in a house like that, except for my grandparents' home when they built it. It's as old as I am, and that's the only thing that has been the same and is still within our family today in the heartland of America. But, you know, I look at that and I could look at all the stuff that isn't like quite right, or I could look and say, wait, there's beauty in front of me. There's all these memories, the shared things when my cousins would come up and we would play, you know, and I would hear my aunts and uncles have deep conversations about everything from politics to religion to raising kids to what do I do here in my business? This is what it looks like. I mean, they were entrepreneurs and still are. It's one of those things where a lot of growth happened because it wasn't the same. But if you focus on the rusted nails, if you focus on the bad boards, right? A leaky roof or a basement that leaks, that's all you're ever going to see. You'll never see the heart of the home and the heart of the couple is you and your spouse. So why not look for the beauty that's right in front of you? And choosing to see that beauty in your spouse is not a passive feeling. It's an intentional act. You know love is a verb, right? Of course you do. And so that means it begins with you. You got to take action. But yes, it also means it takes both of you to carry it forward. One to start, two to finish. This simple yet powerful decision can unlock new depths in your love. Okay, different layers. There's different layers. I just see it as like an onion, right? Some people think of it as an apple. No, I like the onions because in an onion, you can peel back just a little bit of the sheath. It's just so paper thin. And then you could get the big chunks, but then you can take those big chunks and there's like veining in it. I mean, have you really looked at an onion before? I mean, it's amazing. That's what love is. It's very deep. And there's so many layers to it. And when you make that powerful decision, you say, you know what? I want to be intentional with how I love my spouse. Then you can transform what is into what can be. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Transform what is into what can be. It's not about staying stuck. It's not about that lazy boy recliner saying, I like it here. Maybe 20 years ago you liked it there, but you're a different person now. And so is your spouse. And so is your family. Whether you have more dogs, more kids, grandbabies, whatever it is, it looks different now than 20 years ago. If you're like, Christiane, I haven't been married 10 years. Well, then add 20. You're like, yeah, you were 2 years old. Okay, great. Your time looks different now being married, right? There's so many parents being on vacation. It's been interesting for me just to watch the family dynamics. And I've seen families that have been started way later than what we would have even thought about doing. You know, we ended up having 5 children, none of them planned, all blessed surprises. But let me tell you, I wouldn't want to start where I ended or another 5-10 years after that. I'd be like, no, there's a reason why for us women, we're supposed to be, young mamas because of the energy level. Same with dads. It takes a lot to raise a child. And I'm glad it happened the way it did. But you see, even going into our marriage, we didn't see it that way. We thought, we would wait until after he's done with postgraduate school, into his career he's going, and then we'd have our first child. Yes, go get him. And we had 2 by the time he graduated. Didn't work well for us, did it? Or did it? Transform what is into what can be, right? Look at where you are now. How would you deem your marriage to be when it comes to on a love scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is like off the charts, awesome. And I don't want you to stick with a 5. I want you to go to either 4 or 6. I want you to, not stay middle of the ground. I want you to say, nah, it's more towards not so great, or no, it's going great, but it could be better. Right? 6 and up. And then 4 and lower is like, nah, it's just kind of there. And if you're down in a 1 or 2, we got to talk some more. Because there's no reason for you to feel this way. If you don't acknowledge what is happening, there is no chance to make a change. But if you do acknowledge it, imagine what you can change, right? So here's some things you can do that will help you start this shift to transform what is into what can be. Number 1, focus on qualities, not quirks. Every person has traits that draw you in, right? They're still there. Just because they're getting older doesn't mean they're not attractive, right? But again, we're looking at the heart. So make a habit of naming those things silently or out loud. Write them down. There is a great journaling technique, and I absolutely love it. One of my good friends and mentors and coaches said he did this for his wife, and it totally changed things. And he would write there. He did it for 48 days before they had their anniversary, and he wrote down basically a letter to her every single day. And how amazing would that be if you wrote your spouse a letter every single day? And he kept it in a journal. And actually, I think he did 48 and then I think he did a year. I don't know. I get confused. But regardless, it's dedication, right? That's being intentional. So maybe you need to look at how, loyal your spouse is to you. Maybe look at their humor and kindness or whatever makes your spouse uniquely them, right? My husband, oh my goodness, it doesn't matter where we are. I know his shower cycle. Yes, he has a shower cycle. People would say, what is that? No, he doesn't just get in. There is a full-on process here. I could write you the directions on how he takes a shower. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous. He can't go out of order. It is what it is. And this is the certain soap he uses at this time. And this, I kid you not. I kid you not. But that's what makes him him, right? And so I giggle. And that's one of the things I think about going, gosh, if I didn't marry this man, I would not know that there was a shower, a way to take a shower. Me, I get in, it's like, okay, if I feel like washing my hair, I'm going to wash my hair first. I'm not just, it goes back and forth. What this does to you when you focus on the qualities and not the quirks, it helps you rewire your brain away from the habit of criticism. You're no longer looking for the bad, you're finding the good. And that's the key. Number 2, practice curiosity instead of judgment. When a quirk or habit feels annoying, pause and ask, what's behind this? Like, why is this making me crazy? Like the shower thing. Because when I'm in a hurry, I'm in a hurry. Get out of the shower. It's time for me to go. If I'm really in that much of a hurry, I'll go use another shower, honestly. But seriously, that mundane habit might be a leftover from stress or a way your spouse feels safe. Understanding is love's antidote to frustration. So when you are like, okay, I can love deeper because I'm curious as the way they do this. Yeah, I'm curious. Why does he have to have a shower schedule? Why does he have to have this routine that's so regimented? It drives me absolutely bonkers. But then again, it's like, okay, well, I'll wait till the second cycle where he's at almost to end on the third cycle. And then maybe I'll jump in real quick because then he'll be out. Instead of me being in there, not wanting to do what I want to do and waiting for 20 minutes because he's still in there taking a shower. Ridiculous, I know. But you see, it's curiosity, not judgment. I laugh and it's like, that's just him. That's what happens. What is it with your spouse? Maybe you should be asking, what is it with me? And then you'll understand maybe why your spouse goes, and scratches their head going, this doesn't make sense to me. So focus on qualities, not quirks. Practice curiosity instead of judgment. Number 3, create daily moments of gratitude. This is huge. This is huge. This is huge. I cannot tell you enough that you thanking your spouse, you saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing this, just really allows your heart to reflect in a moment's notice, like a blink of, okay, it grounded me. So it can be a quick text, a thank you for a simple act, or a genuine compliment during dinner. Man, this food was great. You've never grilled any better than this, baby doll. The small habit of regular expressing appreciation becomes a watering can for love to grow. But you've got to regularly express it. And that's a problem we don't. We assume they already know. And that's where each of us falls short. I don't care if you're man or woman. If you don't tell your spouse, thank you so much for, fill in the blanks, and there should be a long list of them, then you're missing the boat. You're missing the boat of gratitude. And that in itself will destroy a marriage. Finances, number 1. Gratitude, because that's called appreciation. If your spouse doesn't feel appreciated, if they don't feel seen and heard, where do you think they're going to go? You got it, somewhere else. How about number 4? See your spouse's growth, not just their stasis. People change, but love often freezes us in old narratives, meaning the old stories you keep repeating in your head. Man, he just hasn't changed one bit. Why can't he take a shower faster? I don't understand. You know what? I gave up on that about 30 years ago. Because it's not going to change and it hasn't. That's him. I can't do that. So update your story. I just think of him as like, well, he's going to be the cleanest person there is on earth. And I giggle and I move on. Now, most of the time, I'm using this as an example, right? Him and his shower regimen and all of that. But if you're one who can get in the shower faster and be ready, when he takes the whole shower time for you to get in and get out and be completely ready with makeup and curls and all this stuff, you're like, yeah, there's a problem here. And there is. It drives me bonkers. But at some point, I just have to say it is what it is. And I just know that this is how it's going to be. And I don't change it, except I update the story in my head. I don't get stuck on it. I embrace it. Look for evidence of growth and effort, even small steps. And I got to tell you funny here. So we're on vacation, right? It's our anniversary. And the boys and him are going to go out and have, just boy time and everything. Probably do go-karts, whatever they're doing. And they're out doing their thing. And I asked him, kind of jokingly, I said, so are you going to take a shower before you go? Now understand, we're in the South. It's hot. We're hitting, 90-degree temperatures on the beach. And I'm sitting here going, I know he doesn't start his day unless he has a shower. That's in his mind. It drives me crazy. I don't know who told him that, but somebody did, and it stuck. I mean, it's like wired in this man's brain. And he turned to me and said, nope, I'm not taking a shower. And I thought, what? And I said, how fabulous. Good for you. And literally, I just wanted him to know that, hey, look, it is okay to be out of order, And I don't know if he chuckled inside or what. He just walked off doing his own thing. But for me, it was like, that's growth. You know how long I waited for him not to have to take a shower? He'll take 3 showers if he had to be ready for the day. He'd take one to start the day, one, oh gosh, I got all hot and sweaty. He'll take another shower. Oh wait, it was a hard evening, so he'll take another shower. That's just him. Drives me bonkers. My water bill, way up there, but that's all right, right? We can sit here and tell the stories we want to, or we can update them. Technology is updated. Maybe we need a reboot. Maybe we need an 18.0, or for me, a 32.01, right? We need an upgrade. And then finally, number 5, remember the unspoken bond. Your spouse carries burdens, dreams, fears, and intentions beneath the surfaces you see. When you choose to believe in their goodness, you build a foundation where love can deepen beyond words. Sometimes we just don't have words. We just don't. And I love you isn't deep enough. And sometimes it's that quiet stare into each other's eyes going, wow, I did not know you had such beautiful hazel eyes. Wow, your blue eyes just light up like the sky today. But you're so entranced because of what? This unspoken bond. You've created something special where when you look into the depths of the soul, your hearts reconnect. When was the last time you did that? My friend, this isn't about ignoring the messy realities of marriage. You're going to have them. You're going to have that tornado. It may not look the same as mine, but it's going to happen. And you may have a few. It's about, though, flipping the lens from problem spotting to heart seeing. The beauty in front of you, it's waiting. The question is, are you willing to choose to see it? Love grows where eyes rest with intention. Listen to that. Love grows where eyes rest with intention. And when you start seeing the beauty, you make space for the heart to stay. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.